Hey guys, insight number 5, lesson of the week. I am really trying to keep these shorter, but there's so much good information that I just want to share. So Helaman 12 is basically Jesus' resume, as in like remember him. And remember I said at the beginning, if you saw insight number 1, the Come Find Me manual this week, it says, in many ways forgetting God is an even bigger problem than not knowing him. As in if you know, and it does give you an analogy to use to teach your children, like if you forgot someone's birthday that was really meaningful to you, and if celebrating birthdays is a meaningful thing to you, if you just forgot about it, how would they feel? And it would be better that you didn't know in the first place. So in many ways it's better, but we do know him, so how do we remember him? So this chapter lists so many things that Jesus did. It's like his resume. If he was applying for a job of Savior of the world, again, he'd say, hey, look, I was really successful. Here's my resume. But I don't think it's going to be the case. But nonetheless, you get what I'm trying to say here. So how do you remember important events like birthdays, anniversaries, or information for a test or exam? How do you remember all those things? Do you write them down in a diary? Do you have them as an alarm on your phone? Do you study them? Right? So how is this similar to remembering Jesus? Right? Do you have an alarm on your phone? Do you calendar it? Do you study it? Think about that. So how do you remember those important events, like those things that are important to you in your life, in your family's life? And how is that similar to remembering Jesus? And how is it different too? Because remembering Jesus is a daily thing, not like a once a year thing like a birthday, not a once a month thing like paying a bill, right? This is an everyday thing. It's different. So verse 5 is really good on this. Verse 4 is great too. Or 3 and 4 is great. All of it's good. 5 though. How quick to be lifted up in pride, ye how quick to boast, and do all manner of that which is iniquity, and how slow are they to remember the Lord their God, and to give ear unto his counsels, yea, how slow to walk in wisdom's paths. And it's the same thing, like how slow are you? How quick you are to be lifted up in pride, but slow to walk in wisdom's paths. I like that, slow to walk in wisdom's paths. You give ear to his counsels. So I'm saying, why do prophets have to speak boldly? Because we need to hear it clearly ringing in our ears repeatedly, like think celestial, and don't give up. Heaven is cheering you on. Like these are just some things I can remember from the past years, that the messages come to me because they were spoken boldly by our living prophets, and they stick in my head because they said over and over again that we can be happy we can have joy regardless of our circumstance. It's another one that President Nelson said. There's so many. Hear him is a big one, like there's so many. I wear them, become, hear him. I've got think celestial, and just because these daily remind me. These are my alarm that happens all the time, like my little cross. I remember Jesus all the time because I wear this necklace, and this is him. That's my reminder. I calendar it as well. I also calendar what I'm going to study this week. I calendar a lot of different stuff, like how is it different? How is it the same? How is it different to remembering important events like these? Anniversaries are once a year, birthdays are once a year. If we're studying for a test or exam, I tend to study for the test and then sort of half forget the information. The similarity is that we need to make time for it. The difference is that this is a daily activity, and we don't ever forget what we've learned. Like we go back and we go over it and over it and over it all of our lives, and we will never actually get to sitting the test exam part because it's not actually a test or exam. It's a becoming, it's a growing, it's a learning. It's never going to be an open book test basically, and it's how we've improved in doing that. Okay, so this chapter contains many reasons that could cause you or people to forget him. Talks about a lot of those things that you could do that. So what of these things are possible distractions for you? Have a look at those and identify them. And what helps you remember? For me, it's like jewelry. For me, it's pictures on the wall. For me, it's alarms on my phone. That helps me remember. What helps you remember? What are the distractions? Distractions for me, TV, anything, basically. anything. A bird out the window. Yeah, my phone's a big one as well, although it's also a good reason to like have an alarm on it and to read my scriptures on it and to study things on it and to calendar things. It's also a distraction because it has other apps on it. So like, where's the balance in there and how's that doing for you? And what helps you remember? What are you inspired to do to forget less and remember more? How can you forget less and remember more? So think about that this week as you read through Helaman 7 through 12, because there really is some just beautiful prophecy. Now, next week we're into Samuel the Lamanite. And after that, I may take a break for a little bit because I'm traveling. But there you go. We'll see how we go. I might just come on and do a couple little things. But in the meantime, next week, Samuel the Lamanite, we are looking forward to that. Last bit of Helaman, and then we're into 3rd Nephi, guys. God, it's going fast. All right. Have a safe week. I love you guys. I hope you've enjoyed this week's study. Thank you for joining me, and stay safe out there. Bye, guys.